Hi everyone, I am Muttanna Krishna Rathod. Today I am going to discuss the Victorian Novel, a literary era of social commentary, under the guidance of Dr. Arun Kumar A.G., Department of English, Sri Gavisiddeshwara Arts, Science and Commerce College, Koppala. And the introduction, the Victorian novel is a significant literary era that offers valuable insight into the social, cultural and historical context of 19th century in Britain. This presentation will explore the key features, notable authors and literary works of the Victorian novel, providing comparison understanding of the influential literary period. Next. And this is the historical event. The Victorian era spanning from 1837 to 1901 was a transformative period of British history. A key event and trends that shaped this era include industrialization and urbanization, social class and satisfaction, women's rights and roles, poverty and inequality, industrialization and urbanization, rapid industrialization, growth and technological advancement, and mass migration from rural areas to cities, and the social class and satisfaction, growing wealth gap between the rich and the poor, emergence of middle class, and human rights and roles. So limited opportunities for women in education and employment, and growing feminist movement. In that period, there was a limited opportunity for women in education and employment, and growing feminist movement, and poverty and inequality. So widespread poverty and social unrest, and emergence of the social reform movement. The historical factors influenced the literary works of the Victorian era, including the novels of the authors such as Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell and George Eliot. Next, the Victorian era, and this is the key authors of the Victorian era and the notable Victorian novelists. And these are the main Victorian novelists of the. These are the main Victorian novelists: Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell, George Eliot, Thomas Hardy. Next. And this is the characteristics of the Victorian novel, literary features. So what are the literary features? So realism and social commentary. So realism and social commentary focus on everyday life and social issues, and commentary on social class, poverty and inequality, and complex characters and plot structures. So well developed complex characters create plot structure with multiple storylines, and themes of morality, social justice and personal identity. Exploration of moral themes of and social justice, focusing on the personal identity and character development, and use of satire, irony and symbolism. So what is the meaning of the satire? Satire is criticizing people on the political way of point, and in this manner, use of satire critical social issues, and irony and symbolize to convey themes and idea. And these characteristics are evident in the works of notable Victorian authors such as Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell and George Eliot. Next. And the master of social commentary, Charles Dickens. So he is the main pioneer of the Victorian era. He was called as one of the best novelists of the Victorian era. So the main works. So Oliver Twist, David Copperfield and Hard Times. So Hard Time is a novel, social condition of and economical condition of 19th century in the Britain, and the themes poverty, inequality and social justice. And literary style, his literary style includes satire, humor, vivid description. And next, and voiced for the working class. She was a Elizabeth scale, and she was one of the best pioneer of the Victorian era and one of the best novelists, and she voiced for the working class. So his notable works are the Mary Barton and North and South. She was one of the best pioneer. So and she voiced against the working class in the period of the Victorian era. And themes. What are the themes included by Elizabethan Gaskell? Industrialization, social class, human rights, and literary style. Her literary style includes realism, social commentaries. Next, and George Eliot, a pioneer of psychological realism, and her notable work is Middlemarch and Silas Marner, and her themes morality, personal identity, and social justice. And literary style, realism, psychological insight. And next, and the conclusion. In conclusion, the Victorian novel is a significant literary era that offers valuable insight that into social, cultural, historical context of 19th century in Britain. And through the works notable authors such as Charles Dickens, Elizabeth Gaskell, and George Eliot, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of the Victorian society, including issues poverty, inequality, and social justice. The literary future of the Victorian novel, such as realism, social commentary, and complex character, continue to influence literature and society today. By exploring the Victorian novel, we can appreciate the enduring legacy of the literary era and its ongoing relevance to contemporary issues. Next. And these are the reference of the Victorian era today's presentation. Dickens, Oliver Twist, Dickens, David Copperfield, and Gaskell, and Eliot, and second sources of the this presentation. Hugo Sell, the Cambridge Introduction to the Victorian Novel, and Sanders, the short Oxford history of the English literature, and Wheeler, English fiction of the Victorian period 1830 to 1890. And next includes online research, the Victorian web. Link is not unavailable. Encyclopedia Britannica, Victorian literature. And thank you everyone for this opportunity for doing this presentation, and thank you sir for this opportunity to present today's seminar. Thank you sir, and thank you everyone.